Ta-da! We're here.
Yeah, Rhonda is having a little technical difficulties today
Really?
in my head.
Oh, okay. That's so funny that you mentioned that. I was just telling a girlfriend that I've been a little bit discombobulated actually all week. And it's like, I feel like I'm always like a beat behind the music.
Yes, I've been feeling the same way.
Yeah, she and I,
How
we were
about
laughing about it because I was like, I usually have good rhythm, and like now I feel like I keep missing. Anyway,
oh my gosh, the Schumann Renaissance was up to 81 this week.
the
All
what?
these like 81. It's been extremely high on and off all week. And I think people, but from the sounds of it, everybody's affected by these whatever's going on with the sun and the earth. I don't
Okay,
know. I guess it's readjusting. I don't know for
I
sure.
guess
But
so.
yeah. Well, welcome to Cooler Talk with Rhonda and Cynthia. Today, our topic's going to be being clear with your intention. And I just found a little excerpt. Starting your day with clear intention can influence the flow of your day. Um, so it so it may as well be self-determined and nourished with your own positivity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, I accidentally deleted what I really wanted to say, but set your to-do list aside and use your values, core desired feelings, and life goals to inspire your intention for the day.
Yeah.
So, Cynthia, tell me, when you set your intention before your day gets started, how does your day go?
Oh my goodness, swimmingly, even if it is a little bit discombobulated, which I attribute to energetics and not and not my routine. But I really, really enjoy your little intro and lead in because I not only set an intention for my day, I also try to set my intentions at different points throughout the day. And I think, especially if I know that different points in the day kind of call for different aspects of like how I can show up.
Mhm.
And I do think that it helps to just kind of close out the something that happened and then to, ready yourself for the next thing that you're about to step into. So, yeah, my day definitely goes better when I set a clear intention at the beginning of the day, but it goes even better if that's possible if I stay focused and remind myself to set multiple intentions throughout the day. So, yeah, how about
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
Setting
it's amazing. Even if it can be as simple as I'm going to have a good day today. It's going to be positive, and I'm only going to meet happy people.
Yes.
Anything you want it to be.
Yes. Well, I saw this program, I can't remember what it was, sometime last week, and one of the characters in this show said something like, my grandmother always said, or somebody, my mother always said, today's a great day to have a great day.
Yes.
And I've never heard that expression before. Maybe it's a common sort of expression, but I basically started to say that to myself ever since I saw that last week or earlier this week. Today's a great day to have a great day. And
Yeah.
I find it really uplifting.
And set the mood for your day. Um, and you focus on what's important to you. And
Yeah.
what's important to you is having a good day. I like that Today is a good day to have a good day.
Yeah.
Or was it a great
Great
day?
day to have
What
a
was
great
that quote
day.
again?
Great to have a great day. That's what the quote was. But good'll work too. Take it all. Yeah. So anyway, I'll talk a little bit about my morning intentions. I take public transportation because it works here. And so I use the time while I'm on public transportation to not only set a clear intention about how I want my day to move forward, how I want to feel throughout my day. But then I also, after I've kind of set the intention that I want to feel good and feel confident and perform well and have good interactions with people, then I will kind of shift into this. Um, I'll call it a meditation, but I don't sort of close my eyes or whatever because you still want to get on your bus and get on your train and all of that stuff. But, as I'm going through those motions, I will start to go, let's call it gratitude hunting. So I will start looking for things to be grateful for, oh, I'm so glad that there's a stack of papers and that have a really nice headline on them today, and I will search for things. And it's kind of fun. It's a little bit like Easter egg hunting because the point is to look for things that I really can feel good about, and to sort of make that extra effort um, to acknowledge that. So, like for instance, not today, but yesterday, I went onto the platform to catch my train, and I stood in a very specific place, and I was like, it would be so cool if the train pulled up and the door opened right here where I'm standing. And sure enough, it happened, and then I was like, yeah, you see, like that is something to be grateful for. You just expect a great thing to happen and then it happens for you. And
Yeah.
it was just perfect. I was perfectly positioned to be the first person to get onto the train because nobody was getting out.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, so just stupid little games like that. I shouldn't
Yeah.
call them stupid, but they're actually kind of fun, but they
Well,
help you kind of focus how you want
and
to
they make
feel.
the day interesting too.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Um, Now, yesterday, my mindset wasn't today is a great day to have a great day.
Because you can
And
do that today.
well, guess what? My attitude kind of went downhill almost all day long. And and then I I I had to share it with someone without naming names, and I felt a little bit of relief
Uh-huh.
getting letting something I was feeling out because
Right.
recently I had extended a courteousness
Mhm.
invitation to two people, and they didn't bother responding.
Ooh. You're
So,
touching on a pet peeve of mine, but I'll get to
well,
that afterwards.
I'm see when here's a philosophy I'm developing is when you do things like this, I feel that it's clarity in how important their interaction with you is, how important it is to them.
Mhm.
It's not, I'm not going to take it personally, but it's like, okay, that tells me where I am on the priority list.
Mhm.
I mean, not even a no thank you. Um, well, initially, well, let me think about it. And I was like, geez, you either know or you don't. So
Right.
I started questioning, are we on a, maybe we're not compatible people. I'll take that positive note that maybe we're
Mhm.
just not compatible people. So Monday, I just sent a response and I said, well, I didn't hear from you. I no longer wait for people to get back to me. I
Mhm.
just move on.
Right.
And one of they both sent back lame excuses, and then the one, I think she realized I actually outed them without
Hmm.
being rude about it. And then the one is just going out of her way to be friendly and nice to me after that. And I'm just going, please just let it go, move on. I am.
Hmm.
I will be honest, it hurt my feelings.
Right.
Um, so I started asking myself some questions that, okay, I extended a courtesy, and maybe I shouldn't have in the first place because we really don't have a lot to talk about.
Mm.
There's not a lot of commonality, and but I wanted to, extend an offer. And when you extend offers to people, it's not a life contract. But
Right.
I actually really kind of ticked me off at the insincerity of the going out of their way to be nice and friendly and acknowledge me.
Yeah.
And that was like a feeling guilty.
Right.
I so so But my intent yesterday morning, I was just kind of growling to myself during this drive. And by the time I got home, I'm feeling sorry for myself for somebody else being inconsiderate.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm thinking to myself, what is that all about? So
Right.
I changed my intention for the rest of the day.
Love it. Love.
And boy, oh boy, things changed. Um, but I actually this time allowed myself to process it. And this might sound crazy. I talked to myself through it, through the feelings,
Yeah.
and talk to myself through why I was feeling what I was feeling, and started asking some questions. And then I was like, well, okay. I'm and the person I shared without mentioning names to said, well, if they do that to you, they're probably doing that to other people too. And I'm like, oh, okay. So,
Hmm.
and that's fair enough because it's like gossips. If someone spends a lot of time gossiping to you about somebody else, doggone well, when you're not around, they're doing it about you. And it's
Hmm.
just how they operate.
Hmm.
So, I got off my little pity pot. And this morning I made an intention that the people I want to be around, that I do have friends and they are loving, caring, kind, courteous, and empathetic. And those are the people I want in my life.
Yep.
And I have those people in my life. I just need to focus on them.
On them. And what a great story, because that's a reality that happens to all of us.
Yes.
Um, and you're 1,000% correct about being intentional about making that switch, being
Yes.
able to say, like, oh, wait, you know what? Like, their non responsiveness is not all about me,
Mm-mm.
it's all about them. And, honestly, we don't know what kind of chaos is happening in people's lives, in their
No.
heads, in their hearts. And thank goodness, because I don't know if I'd be able to manage everybody else's chaos. Like, I've got
Yeah.
enough going on right here.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And You know, I there's nothing I dislike more than being around insincere people.
Yeah.
The superficiality world, been there, done that, don't want it anymore.
Don't need it. And
Don't
to
need it.
be able
Yeah,
to see it and then say, you know what? I intend not to have this. I intend
right.
for, sincere friendships. I
Correct.
intend for reciprocal engagements. I intend for, whatever, like, just to have a good day because it's a good day. you know?
Yes.
And being able to make that switch, especially during the day, that's
Mhm.
really powerful because
Yes.
then it really kind of it's kind of easy to do it in the morning because you don't have all of the residue of the events of the day that are piling on each other. Because like at the end of the day, it's kind of good luck. um, after all of those meetings, after stubbing your toe getting out of the shower, and getting stuck in gridlock traffic, and I don't know, like all
Mhm.
of those things, they kind of pile up. And so if you can already just intend to expect, you
Mhm.
know good things to happen to you from this point forward, that's powerful.
Yeah, and you can change your day at any moment during that day, as
Yeah.
many times as you want during that day. If you don't
Yeah.
like the way your day is going, well, change it. And
Yeah.
what you're doing is changing your perception of it and moving forward from there, going from negative energy to positive energy and being more positive. So it really
And
made a big difference for me. I realized that I was starting to let it affect other things
yeah.
going on in my day, and I'm like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. You
Yeah.
know,
It can have a domino effect.
it
Mhm.
did, and then
Mhm.
so I decided to do a couple jobs on my way home, and the people were so kind and caring and helpful. I was like, well, there you go.
Yeah.
And they were in neighborhoods I would not have expected that from. And I
Mhm.
could just feel it.
Mhm. But like it really is an inside job. And
Yeah.
actually, while you were talking, I had this sort of like mental image of one of my friends from 15 years ago or so. Actually, she's a childhood friend, but 15 years ago, she came and visited us at our restaurant when we were running a restaurant. And she brought her younger daughter, and her younger daughter was getting kind of cranky. It was sort of late in the afternoon, and she hadn't really, new environment, hadn't taken a nap yet. They had gone shopping and touring and whatever. So she was getting cranky and like, oh, like, I don't want anything. And mom was like, are you hungry? Do you want a hat? This and that. And at one point, Paul walks into the restaurant. We hadn't opened at that point just yet. And they were just hanging out. And he starts to like clap and dance and like flamenco dance around the room. And the girl, like, it was like she was stunned out of
Yeah.
her dominoes were just kind of like collapsing on each other, like nothing was going to work or whatever. And he basically just like got rid of all the dominoes and distracted her. And from that point forward, she was back to normal. Like, wasn't cranky anymore. She had been distracted, completely forgot about all of the things that she was maybe upset about, which was nothing in particular, but everything in general. And yeah, and it was like, oh gosh, it really is that easy. We just like to hold on to those things and belabor them, and we don't allow ourselves to just snap out of it. But
Mhm.
we can do that, and
Yeah.
I can even do it in a meeting and just be like, excuse me, and go to the bathroom, just take 5 minutes and intend to like
Mhm.
walk into a better environment. Like we do have that agency over ourselves.
Yes, we do. And I mean, have you ever walked in a room and you just feel like, man, this just I got a bad vibe, and
Hmm.
and we can change how we look at, like you said, just go in the bathroom and get centered, and you can change how you it's a paradigm shift actually.
Hmm. Hmm. Or don't go to the bathroom. Take the elevator, walk around the building. I mean, nobody needs to know
And
where you went. I
that
mean,
makes me
maybe if
think,
you end up with like rose petals or
right.
rain in your hair, they might know, but
Yeah. Yeah. And when I was in this one sales job in the technology world, it was very stressful. Even though
uh-huh.
it was all phone work, my phone was ringing constantly and everyone would go with me. And we
Uh-huh.
both felt better when we taking
Yeah.
that pause, that little
Yes.
pause. Yeah.
To just snap out of it because
Uh-huh.
and that's I think that and adding body movement can also help. I mean, because if you're especially if you're sedentary and my job is mostly sitting down and it's
Yeah.
very easy to go from one meeting to the next, especially
Mhm.
now since most of the calls are virtual. So I'm sitting and I'm just switching from like one meeting to the next to the next to the next. And but actually just moving yourself, moving into another room, that is an opportunity to intend the next segment. Maybe they
Yes.
only have 5 minutes, but just move, clear your head, get ready
Yeah,
for
it can make all the difference in the world.
yeah,
And if you're in front of a computer screen all day too, that's very helpful.
yeah,
You actually have to break away every once in a while.
yeah. I've been thinking like for certain types of calls that aren't really, let's say, working calls. They're more like listen to three people speak calls. I've been thinking, you know what? Maybe I should like do these calls off video and just because I'm sitting there listening anyway, and just like take a walk with my headset on. And if
Yeah,
they ask me a question, I can just say like, "Oh, I'm driving," or just to kind of like switch the vibe, take in
sure.
the cherry blossom.
Anything to switch the vibe to a positive one.
Yes,
Whatever works for you, you know what I mean?
yes. Something I'm really appreciative of today is the cherry blossoms have finally decided to pop.
Oh boy, they're so beautiful.
Yeah. So my trees, the trees that I call my trees, the trees on my street, are like pink popcorn.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh, how cheerful.
Yeah. It's really nice. Yesterday they were like just hinting, but this morning they've come out. So
Sweet.
yeah. But that's a really nice way to also, first, just setting the intention. I think that's key. But just the other thing is reminding yourself that you can set intentions several times throughout the day, and they can be small intentions.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's amazing uh how it changes.
Yeah.
Um how it changes what you're receiving and giving.
Yeah. I am still kind of impressed with your story about um, how you were able to make the switch on that thing with the RSVPs, just because it seemed that like you had already generated a certain amount of momentum. So
Mhm.
it can be a bit like trying to stop a moving train.
Oh, yeah,
You managed
yes.
to just like
Well,
stop
it
it.
didn't happen that quickly, but then I realized it wasn't until I got home, uh, uh, well, that I analyzed it. But I was analyzing it during the drive too, and I guess it's a tech it's a technique I learned many years ago while recovering
Hmm.
in the recovering stage, and someone just told me one day, you can change your day anytime you want. You
Yeah,
can do it multiple times a day if you want. You're allowed to.
you're allowed to.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's funny how
So
we need to sometimes hear those things, you
well,
know.
it's awfully nice to have people around you that have that kind of perception.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
insight too. And usually it's based on experience. But I've been thinking a lot about that lately, about the people and circumstances I've come across over the year that gave me such a different perception
Hmm.
about situations. And it was like going from being stuck to being unstuck. It is
Uh,
a process because you have to change your thinking. And
yeah.
it looks like CC's joined us today, Cynthia Callahan.
All good. Sorry, I just woke up. I'll watch the replay. Well, just know this, Cynthia, if you're still watching, today's a great day to have a great day.
That's right.
So even if you woke up late, that doesn't mean that you need to start the dominoes.
That's right. You needed the rest.
Yeah.
And this with all the solar whatever is going on out right now, atmospheric pressures. I don't know.
The
It
discombobulations.
yes, you know, there's nothing like having some water and getting some rest or a cup of coffee.
Yes.
I've had
Yes.
3. I've had my limit for the day.
Uh,
I don't want to get too wound up.
yeah.
Oh, you did need the rest. Of course you
Well, there
did.
you go. So your body told you. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
we
cool.
listen to our bodies nowadays, don't we? If
Yeah.
you run down, well, guess what? Your body's telling you,
Hmm.
get
Hmm.
some rest. And that's how I felt once I got home. And I was in bed by 8:45. And I'm like, wow, I'm just dragging. And I woke up rested this morning. So
Yeah, those are the
with the
best.
just what the doctor ordered. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking about intention today, Cynthia, Cece, um, and how we can start our day off. Our whole day can be uh, based on what intentions we set in the morning.
Hmm.
Having clear intentions can actually set the mood for your day.
Hmm.
Focus on using your values, feelings, and goals. This will
Yeah.
inspire you throughout your day.
And the morning is the perfect time to do this, even though you can really do it anytime. But the morning is perfect just because your mind, you haven't collected any sort of like experiences in the day or nothing overly significant
Right.
that will end up creating this domino effect. So that's one of the reasons why I think it's usually advised to try to set an intention at the beginning of the day. But if
Yeah.
you already start reminding yourself to set new intentions throughout the day,
Hmm.
that.
Yeah. My gauge is my how I'm feeling physically. If I'm feeling heavy, like
Yeah.
I'm dragging, I it to me for me it's time to pay attention to what's going on. And is
Hmm.
it what's going on in my head is usually it's so oh yeah, that's I know I'm not the only one that struggles with this one.
Yeah.
Um,
Cece, I love your intention not to overthink anything today. Just, I would
yeah,
say maybe consider like avoiding saying not, because sometimes it might just kind of trigger the overthinking analyzer, and just say, like, my intention is to go with the flow today. Um, keep it really simple, and don't invite the things that can sometimes be problematic. So, but yeah, overthinking. I think that happens in a lot of the meetings I end up in.
oh, I don't doubt that for a second. Yeah, yeah, I have a history of overthinking. Yeah, and now I can catch myself because you
Mm,
can feel it. I start feeling bogged down.
Yeah.
And you have
Um,
to learn how to watch out for these things. It's not something that comes naturally.
you do.
It comes with practice and paying attention to what's going on inside of the self,
Mhm.
and detaching that from what's going on around, because we can't control what's going on around us. We can only control what we can only influence really what's going on inside of ourselves.
Inside. Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
yeah,
And
that overthinking, I swear, I think it ages us.
well, let's say this: overthinking or thinking will probably kind of mess with the clarity of the intention.
Yeah.
And that's why I think using some of those little trap words like overthinking and analyzing and whatever when setting your intentions
Mhm.
might actually end up sending you down very interesting pathways, things
Yeah.
that like would attract opportunities to overthink. So yeah,
Yeah.
but great day to go with the flow. And Cece, that
Yeah.
is a really funny joke. I think I'm going to try to use it at this party I'm going to tonight. I wish my
Let us
body would be as busy as my head.
You
Yeah.
must tell us how it went.
Okay, I will.
Oh
They'll know
gosh.
my body isn't as busy as my head when they see me in my formal wear.
Oh gosh. Daggone it. Well, it's that time. Time flies when you're having fun.
It does.
So,
That's right.
Cece, thank you for joining us. Anyone else who didn't chose not to type anything in the chat, thank you for joining us here at Cooler Talk with Rhonda and Cynthia. Uh, yes, Cece, we would get so much more done.
Yeah.
Oh, and with that, we're going to sign off and wish you a fabulous day. And because it's going to be a fabulous day.
It is. It's a great day to have a great day, y'all.
Yes, it is. Thank you. We'll end on that note. Since I find the
Ciao.
button.